Let's do it.
Let's go. New York Giants getting a little slice here this morning. Their rookies are headed to training camp. They're in training camp, I think, this week. Listen, I know the schedule has been the story of the offseason. I am not a schedule girly. I hate the schedule people out there. They're the people living under the schedule stairs. No, thank you. A huge reason that people are undervaluing them is the schedule. They're not expecting anything from the Giants this year, and it is kind of brutal. But I'm tired of hearing it. You got to play what you're dealt, dance with the girl you came with, whatever people say. It's just not an excuse. And with what Joe and Brian have done this offseason, I'm first name basis with them. I certainly am. I'm not so convinced this is some like lost year. Okay. The quarterback situation is really compelling and interesting. I want a GoPro on everybody's strapped to everybody's head going into training camp here. Russell Wilson, Jackson Dart, Jameis. They're upgrades, no? Question mark, aren't they? Top 10, maybe even top 5 wide receiver in Malik Neighbors, friend of the show, to throw to. I don't think the offense needs to be top 5, top 3 to be competitive, do they? If they can be if they can be middling, they're going to be a pain in the butt to deal with in that division. I think the defense is going to be very good. Brian Burns, Dexy with the dance I was doing with Sierra at Fanatics Fest, Abdul Carter, Thibodeau. The Giants, they're dangerous. They might have the most dangerous front. Let's debate. Who's a more dangerous front than the Giants? You guys tell me at Up and Adam Show. They've got upgrades on the secondary, Javon Holland. We've got, lots of stuff going on. They're making them a top 10 question mark defense. They're pain in the butt. I asked Mr. GM, friend of the show twice over, Joe, a couple of months ago about that side of the ball on the defense. And here's what he said. Let's remind ourselves.
Yeah, on paper, I like the defense. There's some good players, good leadership, some guys with vet experience, and some young guys. Then we have players that are going into year 2 that played well year 1. That I'm excited to see how a Tyler Newbin, a Drew Phillips play this year going into their second year. They've had good off seasons. They've been around a lot. They've been working hard. So add the new guys with some of the guys that were here, and I'm excited to see what those guys can do.
We are too. We were excited. I don't, what does it mean for the season as a whole, postseason, all that stuff? You guys can go hang out on FanDuel Sportsbook and do with these nuggets what you will as far as futures are concerned. But as far as where they're headed, they're improved. They've made improvements. We just went over them. So when you do look at FanDuel Sportsbook, and when you look at that schedule, whatever, do the Giants not beat these odds? 5.5 wins for you don't think they're going to have 5.5 wins, world? I'm not saying they're making the playoffs. I don't know if I dabble in that. But aren't they closer to a wild card spot than not? They're projected at the bottom of the NFC. I don't know if I'm buying that. At Up and Adam Show, what do you want me to ask James Harrison? Do the Giants have the best front on defense in the NFL? You guys tell me. Let's go to offense here. Jamar Chase was hanging out with, I believe, CBS Sports yesterday. And he said that he believes that a receiver is going to hit that 2,000-yard mark. I'm a Calvin Johnson girly. I don't know if I want to see that, but that would, of course, break Megatron's record. And he thinks it's going to happen within the next 3 years. And I thought about this, and so did Hamilton. And do we agree with it? You added a game, of course. It's a little surprising it hasn't happened. It's more, it's not a question of maybe even when or if. I guess it's a question of who. That's what got me thinking. And so then let's take a look at, is it Jamar, right? That's what we want to get into. He has to be near the top of the list if you're figuring out who that might be. Put up a 2,100-yard pace from week 10 on to close out the season. Justin Jefferson is interesting. He does it year in, year out. Those two ultra competitive. Of course, they love each other, but don't love each other. Is it Jamar Chase? You've got T there. We've all talked this all whole offseason about how Mike Gesicki's going to play a bigger role. Maybe Yoshi too. He's going to throw a ton that Joe. I believe Joe will lead the league in passing this year. I think Joe could have a 5,000-yard season. I think you will this year. Not a great. I don't know what it means for them as a team. I don't love that, but I think I don't know that the defense is gonna not help him get to that number. So then it's Jamar and Justin Jefferson, maybe 1A, flip them around, whatever. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Who's the third one? Is the most interesting part of this? Is it CeeDee Lamb? Right? He's put up over 1,700 before. Is it Puka? Puka's interesting, but Devontae Adams is there. They're balanced. I don't know if they're going to like allow for that. I look at CJ Stroud coming off what was a year that maybe didn't fulfill his expectations. Is it Nico Collins who got hurt, but before that he was a target magnet. He was getting the ball every 3 seconds and he was on a 2,000-yard pace. I like him as a little dark horse in the race of who is first to hit 2,000 yards. Now FanDuel, for whatever reason, they don't have odds for 2,000 receiving yards. Maybe they will because the overlords, as you know, once I say something, they like to muck it up. Maybe they do put this on there. I'd like to see that, Chris McGolan and Suze out there. Let's do this. We'll talk to the overlords. But if you take a look at the odds to lead the league in receiving right now, that's kind of all we have to go off. They do have Jamar first, plus 650. I like it. Justin Jefferson, plus 850. I love that. There's some confidence in J.J. McCarthy. Plenty of confidence, well-deserved for Justin Jefferson. Then they have Malik Neighbors and Nico Collins at plus 1,000. So hello, LSU. 4 LSU Tigers in the top 6 is amazing. Brian Thomas Jr. In there as well. Who is the first receiver to hit 2K? That is the question du jour, question of the day. Comment on YouTube, guys. Hit me up on Twitter, and we will work on the overlords. In the meantime, any idea, Matthew, on why or what that would even look like, a 2,000 thing? It's just not a thing.
Yeah, they have odds for 2,000 yards rushing. They don't have it for receiving yet. So, and I know they put out some odds last year for Saquon to break, and I think there are odds up already for Saquon to break the single season rushing record. But we got to get that Calvin Johnson record up there too, because it's just a matter of time.
I don't want it to happen. Kelvin Johnson's front of the show. We like the legends here. These young cats trying to do their thing. Speaking of legends, I believe we have James Harrison on the show after this. Don't believe that he's been on the program, but we'll be back. Hopefully we'll have James Harrison. And it's nice that this is over Zoom because he can't tackle me.